Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scorpio June 2023 weekly Tarot Bite reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi everyone and welcome. This is a mini reading. It's meant to be about 10 minutes or less to take a look at the energy for the week ahead for your sign, Scorpio. So we are going to be playing off of the theme that came up in the general collective reading that was posted on Monday. You can go check my channel if you would like to view the full reading. But the theme that came up was taking a new path. So we're going to be diving into really what that looks like for your sign specifically this week. So what can Scorpio expect around the new path that's opening up for them? I'm going to pull some cards here first to get the general theme, and then we'll pull some clarifiers to get a little deeper into the message here. So what does Scorpio need to know? Ooh, let's see what came out. Ooh, we got 2. Okay, so we have Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Love this. With the number 15 breaking down to the number 6, the number of the energy of love, but it's also for me the energy of what we can build in the physical when we choose to work with the physical in the energy of love. And then we have Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Love that. Number 18 breaking down to number 9. This is really gaining clarity on the lessons learned. You're about to wrap up a cycle, but you're also gleaning all that information, all that knowledge. Again, all the lessons learned from that cycle, and are getting ready to apply that now to the new cycle that's starting, to the new path that's opening. So with Cow Spirit, the miracles are endless, and Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. There's something about this new cycle that's opening up for you that may feel miraculous, when we're looking at it, but just specifically in this week, I get the feeling that there's almost like a need to not calm yourself, but a need to really get to that place of gentleness with yourself, gentleness with others. Scorpio, sometimes there can be this fiery energy that comes through with your sign, which is interesting because you're a very deep water sign, but yet you also have the phoenix as one of your sign's symbols. And so there is this feeling of sometimes a little bit of the fire mixed with the water there coming through. And I feel like this is going to be a week to really focus on kind of calming the fire, calming that intensity that sometimes can come through that may burn others, but also burn yourself. Because the one thing I have witnessed myself with the Scorpios in my life that I have been surrounded by, that they can be just as hard on themselves as they are on other people. So the blunt sharing of truth that they often are known for, and it can actually be quite entertaining, it's also the way they communicate to themselves. It's also that blunt sharing of truth within themselves as well, and the critique or just the awareness. And I feel like this is going to be that week to really kind of calm that down, get into this place of gentleness, realizing that there's a lot of new things that want to come in for you that I feel, just intuitively looking at this, you're going to be celebrated in some capacity in this new cycle and along this new path where miracles are going to be coming in for you. But it's hard for us to get into that place of believing in miracles when we are in that kind of fiery energy of almost self-protection, where we put up that boundary of fire of like, don't get too close, I'm going to scorch you, because of just what you're going through. I mean, we've all kind of gone through a time of change over the past few years, and many of us have built up walls in varying forms, whether it's building up walls on an emotional level, building up walls physically, or building up walls where we're literally kind of putting up that fiery energy of, I'm going to live my passion and get out of my way if you come too close, that kind of thing. So this, I'm feeling intuitively for you, is a week to really almost like extinguish those flames, realize you don't need that wall anymore. You don't need that kind of scorching burn. And it's time to really get into this place where you're curious again about every day where miracles want to come in for you. I speak a lot to miracles in some of my other videos where miracles don't have to be where like literally someone is, told they have 2 weeks left to live and then suddenly miraculously they heal themselves and live to be 95 years old. Miracles are when something comes in that we least expect, but that we're open to accepting, and it's something that then leads to our continual spiritual elevation and growth, and leads to us being able to really connect through the emotions of joy and love to our life experience. What do I mean by that? I mean that this is that person that you meet randomly in the grocery store or in the coffee shop, where instead of you kind of just, looking at them and looking away and moving on, you allow yourself to engage with that person. Maybe they say something nice about your clothing. Maybe they just have a comment and they randomly share it while you're waiting in line. And you decide to continue that conversation, or you decide to be curious about, why that person commented on your shirt, and you make a comment about, their outfit or something along those lines. And suddenly that leads to a friendship or a romantic relationship or a new business partner. And it's one of those things where that's where the miracles started. Or it can be simply where you go, you have the chance to go outside for an hour and take a walk, and in recognizing something in the natural world and natural beauty, all of a sudden you have this aha moment, this inspiration. You have that seed of a story you want to write, the seed of a painting you want to paint. It's these little things that come in every day that then when you look back at kind of the trajectory of your life, if you're willing to accept them in, that this is like where the arc just kind of continues to expand ever growing out into the universe. And it's always getting you that much closer to, again, the energies of joy and fulfillment. So this is a cycle that really is going to be beautiful. But this week, to prepare you for being able to really see the new path and be prepared for the miracles that want to come in to start to kind of breadcrumb you down the new path, you have to kind of let that fiery wall come down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull some clarifiers here. Actually, let me just shuffle this. Let's see let's dive a little more deeper into these miracles here that want to come in. What does Scorpio need to know about these miracles? Yeah, Page of Cups. Exactly. This is your inner child. The Page of Cups is like an innocent child running up and saying, I love this. Look in my cup. There's a vulnerability, there's an innocence. And, it's very hard, to hold a cup out there like that through an open flame, or vice versa. It's very hard for someone to hold their cup of water, which in the tarot, the cups hold your emotions. They hold love. They hold your connection to your spiritual experience. And so for someone to be able to hold that out to you, you have to let that flame down, or vice versa. So yeah, there's a beautiful depiction here of really getting into your inner child and allowing that vulnerability to be seen and to connect with others. Okay, let's take a look at Dear Spirit and bringing a gentle touch. What does Scorpio need to know about that? We have the moon. I love that. There's a feeling here, often the moon can come out when there's a lack of clarity, when we can't quite see the way forward. Maybe when we're feeling the pull towards something new, but we don't openly see. It's not like the sun coming out and, okay, we can see all the details. We're kind of walking that path in the moonlight and things kind of seem a little maybe surreal or a little shadowy. But what I'm getting a feeling more with this is with the bring a gentle touch, there's this, I love the image on this specific card in this deck, that it's almost like she's dreaming. Like she's sitting there at night, kind of looking up at the stars, looking at the moon, and she's getting in touch through her emotions, through her intuition, to that greater dream. I get the feeling of kind of connecting almost to the star energy in this card, but with bring a gentle touch, I just get this kind of leaning into the dream, leaning into the imagination, leaning into, again, the possibilities. It's like we've all had that point in our life, whether as an adult or as a child, where we look up into the night sky, and we dream, we wonder, we fantasize, we get excited for who might be the love of our life, or where we might end up someday or travel to. You know, there's that quality here of that's where the gentle touch is going to come from, that you can walk this path a little bit through the unknown, but doing so in a way that brings magic to that brings magic to the positive what ifs. You know, what magical fairy creature are you going to meet along this new path? And with that, we have the Hermit that just came out, which I love. And that Hermit actually does speak to the connection to the star. You can see he holds in his lantern, if I can get it to focus, he holds the star. Now, the star speaks to that kind of great, again, driving dream or life experience. We kind of feel that call continually towards. But the Hermit finds it within. He's the soul seeker. He's the individual that finds the magic from within and realizes that that's what he has to hold out in his lantern as the light to guide him through the darkness, his own magic, his own dreams, his own wonder at what is coming in for him. There's a feeling here with really getting to that place of awe and wonder in your life, getting to that place of fantasy possibly. But there's a gentleness, there's a beauty, there's a softness, and there's a magical quality to this next chapter in your life. And the path there may be one path that does seem a little surreal or a little unclear. But if you have yourself open to others, if you show yourself vulnerably, if you bring down that kind of fiery wall, you will let in the magic. You will see the unicorn, so to speak. But that's your focus this week is see what comes in for you when you really bring down the wall and you share yourself vulnerably and you allow others to share themselves vulnerably and you bring that gentle touch. You open that, you kind of have your arms open and you have that dreamy quality. And I think there's going to be something that really presents itself by the end of this week that's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the miracle. This is the first breadcrumb down the new path. All right. Bye, Scorpio. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you'd like to watch the full collective reading for the week, you can go ahead and find that on my channel. There's also a reading for each sign for the full month of June. If you'd like to look more into that extended reading, they are also up on my channel. If you'd like to book a personal reading where you can get a little more insight into your experience right now, you can click on the link in my description box below to visit my site and view a list of my services. Otherwise, I will see you all next week for the next Tarot Bite reading. Bye, Scorpio.